Did you know that there is only three types of dragons that love the cold? Frost dragons, frost drakes, and ice dragons. Hi, I'm the Dragon Queen. Today, I'm going to be reviewing both The Sorceress and McClintock, both old movies. We'll start with The Sorceress. It has a plot that falls short. They didn't plan out their plot thoroughly. So you see spaces in what they were attempting to do. What they were attempting to do is have these twins be vessels for this other god and sacrifices sacrifice plural for this other god. It's complicated. So their evil father was worshiping one god. I can't remember his name because it was so forgettable. He wants to sacrifice the firstborn to his god. So this old dude saves them after their mother gave them birth from their father to serve this other god. Again, don't remember the names because they're forgettable. So in order to hide them, they do a clumsy job of hiding the fact that they're girls from the sacrificial god. Following it, it's complicated, it's confusing, colluded. They just did not think thoroughly. What they needed to do was give the gods a better name. Do a better job of hiding the girls, the fact that they were girls. They sure the heck did not do any of that. You could clearly make out the fact that they were ladies beyond the clothes that they were wearing. And also the fact that their adoptive father did not tell them anything. It kind of makes no sense to me. You would think they would be prepared to deal with this down the road, or give them a better adoptive father who could protect them better. You gave them to some random farmer who gets killed in 5 minutes. And then they go seek out this other guy, Prince Eric or whatever, is to fulfill some destiny that gets lost in the plot. They get captured and basically defeat the bad guy. It's pretty much how it comes down. There are naked ladies in this one, so you will see boobs. I'd say this movie with the convoluted plot and the terrible makeup acting, this one gets like a 3 out of 10. They should have thought this through better. They should have done better, but it was early. It was like 1982. So, yeah. It's not for the fainted heart. It just way over there, way out there. It's short, but they did not go through the plot thoroughly on this one. As for McClintock, also an older movie. A little bit of backstory here. John Wayne was my mother's favorite actor. So she loved John Wayne, and John Wayne was always on her TV. Every chance she got to see John Wayne, she would do so. So this one, it's been quite some time since I've seen it. McClintock is basically a cattle rancher who owns a lot of cattle before the railroad comes in, before settlers come in. And he's pretty much the head honcho of this area or territory before a state becomes a state. It was called a territory, and he was in charge of the territories, or in charge of this particular territory. And he's trying to make sure that the settlers know what they're getting into, while this other jerk is telling them, no, don't listen to him, he knows nothing. And they get all upset because they see the Indians, just walking through the town, and McClintock's like, they're not going to hurt you, and tries to show them that they're not going to hurt you, which is a big deal for back in the day. Indians had a stereotype like everybody else. Westerns always portrayed Indians as heartless, murderers, rapists, the whole 9 yards. John Wayne made sure that in his movies, he was not going to stereotype cast them. So that's why he included them, so that they would have a non-threatening presence in a movie or a TV show. So usually any TV show or movie with John Wayne, if an Indian is involved, generally speaking, there will be no murder. There will be no rape. It'll be a peaceful coexistence where that probably existed that wasn't shown. It's kind of like legacy media nowadays. Legacy media only shows you one side of the spectrum. You never see behind the curtain. They only want to show you what they want you to see. And he was trying to show that. So anyway, he finds out his ex-wife is coming back to town because his daughter is also coming to town, and she had to put down her residence as there because that was the only way to see her daughter, trying to convince her daughter to come with her back to the big city. So the story progresses as you go along. You'll see McClintock hunt down his wife, Kate, who's played by Catherine O'Hare. And Catherine O'Hare tends to side play his woman in every movie he's in, just about every movie he's in. It was like a big power couple thing back in the day. So she's trying to fight McClintock the entire time about getting a divorce, wanting their daughter to come back with him, and ends up getting chased down the street by McClintock and paddled on her butt. That is a recurring theme in most of the movies McClintock's in with Catherine O'Hare. He will chase her down the street to paddle her butt. Yes, you're right, Snort. Maureen O'Hare. Thank you for pointing that out. I knew it was one of them, but I always get them confused. But you will see her get paddled at the end of usually any movie she's in with John Wayne. Her butt is getting paddled. And then they end up making love at the end. Overall, this movie is not for me. I'm not a fan of John Wayne. Yes, I call it a butt paddling though. I don't know how YouTube works with that word. Overall, I'd say this movie is a solid 6 out of 10. It's not perfect. It does have some comedy, which is lost to time with the whole fighting in the mud pool. I can't word. Mud pool. There will probably be more John Wayne movies in the future that I will review but right now this one gets a 6 out of 10. As far as updates go, we did have them finally come back out, as far as I know, and I haven't checked because it's too dang cold outside. Our gate is finally fixed out here, so we can actually close the gate without it dragging on our concrete. I haven't checked the fence yet, and I haven't checked up on the roof for the vent. Those were the three things that were left to be replaced or repaired from the tornado last year. Um, so if I will check once it's warm enough, because that's the last three things. If those are done, then the war is finally over and I can move on with my life. Next week, obviously, I'm probably gonna be watching Godzilla -1 because I haven't seen it. So there's that. I have nothing else to say today. So until next time, I will see you then.